Hello everyone. You are watching a snippet of the countdown program from August 28, 2023. Today is Monday. See the full version on Patreon. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that from September 1, the updated subscription terms come into force, so be careful. And thank you for being our patrons right now. And I'm moving on to the main topic. As it was said, only Putin will remain. Yesterday's favorites are gone, but the bald genius is eternal. The electoral rigmarole begins in the cave. According to Medusa, candidates under the age of 50 will not be registered in the Putin elections in 2024, so that the 70-year-old leader does not seem like a grandfather. It is already known that Zyuganov and Slutsky will become Putin's opponents. Moreover, the decrepit Zyuganov will be promoted as the main opponent. The circus of old-fashioned promises to be dull. It's a pity that you can't drag the dead Zhirinovsky, it would be more fun. After all, even the dead Zhirek in the eyes of the cave mass is more charismatic than Pope Zoo. Pamphilova is faced with a difficult task that can only be solved by freehand drawing. Forever Young Energizer must collect a record amount of stumps. It is clear that no one in the world recognizes this criminal as the president, but the cave will be corked, and the backbone of the population will be broken so as not to blather. Putin himself finally became restricted to travel abroad. After the BRICS summit, which was held in South Africa, the bald Führer will not go to the G20 summit in India. He won't fly anywhere else. And so he will travel around the cave on his armored train, adopting the advanced dictatorial experience from Kim Jong-un. The long-awaited meeting between Erdogan and Putin will take place in Russia, despite initial statements from the Turkish side that Putin will fly to Turkey. Of course, as we expected, the cowardly dictator will not dare to make such risky moves. So the meeting is scheduled for September 4 in Sochi. Where else? It is dangerous for Erdogan to fly to Moscow. You can run into a Ukrainian drone in the sky or a friendly rocket salute from the freshly baked head of the aerospace forces, Avsalov, who has already dropped Prigozhin's jet. So there is only the Sochi option. By the way, it is in Sochi that Putin's doomsday plane with a nuclear button is now parked. This board was driven on Saturday, August 26. The fact that Putin decided to focus solely on his unlimited power in a limited cave is also evidenced by the elimination of Prigozhin with the top of Wagner. This démarche breaks many threads with Africa, where Prigozhin and his commanders had a special relationship with the top of the local cannibals. Such ties are not quickly restored, even if Putin wants to do so. This means that the issue of influence on the African continent becomes secondary for Putin. But it's not clear how the ever-hungry lads, hungry for countless African resources, will react to this. But measurements of the moods of the furry people say that dreams of peace again prevail in their shards. See this and other stories in full on Patreon. Become our patrons now and look further in this program. Tonight the Fascists fired rockets at the Poltava region. There are dead and wounded. And the armed forces of Ukraine continue to destroy the lines of defense of the invaders. On the course of the war and the offensive of the armed forces of Ukraine, see the big plot of Sotnik TV. In the cave, disputes and speculation continue on the topic, who benefited from the liquidation of Prigozhin. At the same time, the most unexpected versions are put forward. And 48% of deep dwellers do not believe in the death of the cemetery playboy. A draft law has been submitted to the State Duma of the Russian Federation on the termination of acquired citizenship of the Russian Federation in case of evasion from military duty or violation of the terms of military registration. The meat fund needs to be replenished. And that is all. See the full version on Patreon. And thanks to everyone who is becoming our patrons right now. Hugs to all. See you on Thursday. Glory to Ukraine.